Debt is not what you think. The truth about debt management and how to escape it. What if I told you debt is not your biggest problem? Not your credit cards, not your loans, not even the amount you owe. The real problem is the system, the habits, and the mindset that quietly push millions of people, maybe even you, deeper and deeper into financial quicksand. Because here's the scary truth. Most people don't realize they're drowning until they're already underwater. In this video, I'm going to break down why people all over the world fall into debt, the different types of debt, and which ones secretly destroy your future, the hidden causes nobody talks about, and the exact roadmap to start escaping, even if you feel stuck right now. And this is just the beginning. This video is part of a debt management series, where we'll go deeper step by step into real solutions you can actually apply. So don't miss the next videos, because they might completely change how you handle money forever. Let's get into it. Section 1. The global debt crisis. Debt is not just your problem, it's a global epidemic. From the US to Asia, Europe to developing countries, millions of people are trapped in cycles of borrowing just to survive. Why? Because modern life is built on spending money you don't have, to maintain a life you can't afford, to impress people who don't care. And it starts earlier than you think. Student loans before you earn your first paycheck. Credit cards marketed as freedom, buy now, pay later schemes disguised as convenience. You're told, don't worry about it, you can pay later. But later comes with interest. And interest is where the trap begins. Section 2. Types of debt, good versus bad. Not all debt is created equal. Let's break this down simply. 1. Productive debt, often called good debt. This includes education loans, business investments, real estate in some cases. These debts have the potential to increase your income or net worth. But here's the catch. Even good debt becomes dangerous when you overborrow. You don't have a clear return. You rely on assumptions instead of reality. A degree doesn't guarantee income. A business loan doesn't guarantee profit. So even good debt can quietly become bad. 2. Destructive debt, bad debt. This is where most people get stuck. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans, consumer financing, phones, gadgets, clothes. This type of debt doesn't generate income, depreciates over time, carries high interest rates. And worst of all, it feels harmless at the beginning, because the payments look small. But over time, those small payments stack into something massive. 3. Silent debt, the hidden killer. This is the one nobody talks about. Subscriptions, installment plans, BNPL, buy now, pay later. Lifestyle upgrades you can't sustain. These don't feel like debt, but they drain your cash flow every single month. And cash flow is your financial oxygen. Section 3. Why people drown in debt. Let's get real. People don't go into debt because they're stupid. They go into debt because of patterns. Here are the biggest ones. 1. Lifestyle inflation. You earn more, so you spend more. New phone, better car, nicer place. But your savings? Still zero. Income goes up, but freedom doesn't. 2. Emotional spending. Stress, boredom, comparison. You buy not because you need, but because you feel something. And companies know this. That's why ads don't sell products, they sell emotions. 3. Lack of financial education. No one teaches this in school. You learn math, but not money. So people don't understand interest, don't track spending, don't plan long term, and they end up learning through mistakes, expensive ones. 4. Easy access to credit. Debt used to be hard to get. Now, it's one click away. Apps, cards, online approvals. Convenience has made borrowing dangerously easy. 5. Social pressure. This one is huge. People go broke trying to look rich. Vacations they can't afford, clothes they don't need, cars they're financing for years. Why? Because of comparison. If you're starting to see yourself in any of these patterns, pause for a second, because awareness is the first step to control. And if you want to take control of your finances step by step, make sure you subscribe and follow this series, because in the next videos, we're going deep into how to eliminate debt faster, how to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and how to actually build wealth from zero. Don't just watch this, apply it. Now let's keep going. Section 4. The real cost of debt. Debt doesn't just cost money. It costs your time, freedom, mental peace. Every payment you make is a piece of your future already spent. Think about that. You're working today for money you already used yesterday. That's the trap. And interest? Interest is what keeps you stuck. You're not just paying what you borrowed. You're paying extra for the privilege of being in debt. Section 5. Broad Debt Management Framework. Now let's talk about the way out. Not a quick fix, not a hack. A real framework. Step 1. Awareness. You cannot fix what you don't see. List everything. Total debt, interest rates, monthly payments. No hiding, no guessing. Step 2. Control cash flow. If more money is going out than coming in, debt will always win. You need budgeting, expense tracking, spending discipline. This is not optional. Step 3. Stop the bleeding. Before you pay off debt, you must stop adding more. That means no new credit, no impulse purchases, no I'll just pay it later mindset. Step 4. Strategy over emotion. Debt payoff is not emotional, it's strategic. There are methods like paying smallest balances first, paying highest interest first. We'll break these down in detail in future videos. Step 5. Increase income. Cutting expenses helps, but increasing income accelerates everything. Side hustles, skills, career growth. More income equal faster escape. Step 6. Build financial discipline. Debt is not just a money problem. It's a behavior problem. If habits don't change, debt will come back. Section 6. Why most people fail at debt management. Let's be honest. Most people try to get out of debt and fail. Why? 1. They look for quick fixes. Debt is built over years. You won't fix it overnight. 2. They rely on motivation. Motivation fades. Systems don't. 3. They don't change habits. They pay off debt, then go right back into it. That's not progress. That's a cycle. 4. They do it alone. No guidance, no plan, no accountability, and that makes it harder. Section 7. What's coming next in this series? This is just the foundation. In the next videos, we're going deeper into the fastest way to pay off debt, step-by-step system, the psychology of spending, and how to control it, how to negotiate and reduce your debt, how to rebuild your financial life from scratch, and how to make sure you never fall into debt again. This is not just information. This is transformation, if you apply it. If this video made you think differently about money, then don't stop here. Because understanding debt is just the beginning. Action is what changes everything. So here's what I want you to do right now. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of this debt management series. Comment below, What's your biggest financial struggle right now? And most importantly, start becoming aware of your own habits today, because the truth is simple. Debt doesn't control you, your habits do. And once you change those, you don't just get out of debt, you stay out. Your future is not decided by how much you owe, but by what you do next. I'll see you in the next video.